Okay, so today we're going to do something a bit different. Right, this is the Discord. Okay, so last stream, what did we do? We were doing a bit of, well, we did parallax mapping, I think the week before last, and we finished that now for the first two maps. We did the mini maps. We added the enemies onto the map, and they're a little red dot moving about. And we made it so once you beat them in battle, they disappear and stuff. So we know we can get the enemies on the map now, fine, that's all working. The next important task, which is a really big one, which is what we're going to start now, is the whole game mechanic design with a few things. So what I've done is I've made a Google Doc. I hope it doesn't hurt your eyes being this bright. I have downloaded a dark version actually, which works, but the problem is if I copy and paste an image into the dark version, it's inverted, and I want to put images in, so I'll show you. Right, let's just get an image up for an example. Yeah, it goes like that. I'm not sure. I mean, I would have inverted it back, but I don't think there's that option in Google Images. Because I do like the dark actually. It's much easier on the eyes. Oh, we could do this. Let's see if this works. It seems like Paint does have an invert feature. No! Well, I mean, we could just have it look like that, but that's not the colours. Not the right colours. Okay, guys, so I'm going to talk about what we're actually doing, because I'm just rambling on about the dark mode here. But we have a few game mechanic stuff to sort out. 3 major things. The first one is the enemy skills. So, as you know, we have several enemies that we've got in the Everbloom Forest. One of them is this flower. So, the enemy skills, what the skills that each of them are going to have are an important game mechanic. The second thing is the player skills. So, that will be the third. We've only got one party member at the moment, and that's our custom hero, which mine is called Jesus. The players a choice whether they want them to be a warrior or a hunter, and so we would have to think about the skill set for that warrior and hunter, how it's all going to work, whether we're going to have a lot of skills or just a few skills, whether we're going to have a skill tray, all these complex things, because each party member in this game is going to have a sort of job dedicated to them. So our custom hero, either a hunter or warrior, whatever the player chooses. My character is a vampire, and then we've got Special Stream Cannon's character, which is a knight. Jerez's character is a diplomat. Finchfish's character is a herbalist, and I think they're the only party members we've got so far, but we might get more over time. So what we've got is a party member that has their own special job. So it would be considering the sort of skills that each of those will have. But we'd start off with just Jesus for now, the warrior and the hunter class. And the third thing is the items in the game, such as the drops, the enemy drops, and healing items, and all that sort of thing. So there's just a lot of complex things that will either make the game amazing or terrible. So really, this is the important bit. And hi, Rob. Oh, game mechanics brainstorming. Yeah, we're going to just write a bunch of notes in this Google Doc today. Probably do a little bit of stuff in RPG Maker 2 in between, because I have a few plugins to show you that I found. There's a skill tree plugin, and there is a crafting plugin for items. which I thought was interesting. Like, for example, in Skyrim, you can make potions in Skyrim. You can find ingredients on the field, like herbs, just random items like monster materials and all that, and you can use those, you can combine those ingredients to make potions. And I'm sure there's other games that do those sort of things too. And that's kind of what I thought could work for making potions in this game, because something seems very unrealistic about finding a random potion in the forest, just on the floor. There's more chance that monsters will, like for example, this flower will drop a white petal, and the white petal can be combined with maybe some random item, a herb in the Everbloom Forest. It can be combined to make a potion. So that's a potential idea I had for how we could craft potions in the game, just to make things a bit more interesting. Because I'm not sure if I'm fond of the idea of our enemies dropping potions as drops. Because it's unrealistic. If you was to fight a toxic plant or a flower, they're not going to drop a potion, are they? They haven't got potions on them, in their bodies, hidden away. They've got monster materials. So it makes more sense to have those monster materials as drops and use those to make potions. What do you reckon, guys? Like, from games you've seen, what is how do you like crafting in games, or do you like to be just given the potions? Are you lazy? And hi Benjamin, how are you doing? And hi SME HDII Smeddy, that's what I'll call you. Which stack are you going to use? What do you mean by that question, stack? I wish professional game devs had your kind of thinking. Yeah, that's really sweet. Thank you, Rob. I mean, I'm just like judging by the games I've played and mechanics that I've liked, and I pick that up and I think about what I want in my game. There's just a lot of things to consider. I mean, that's just about items, and I want to bring the realism in. So that was an idea I had about the item design. And as for the skills, like, for example, if our custom hero is a warrior, I don't want the player to just be able to spam attack all the time and win things that way. I would much rather than make use of the skills individual to that class and have it be more tactical rather than just spam attack. And one thing I find is if the character has too many skills, the player can get overwhelmed with them and just think, oh, I'm going to just attack. I can't be bothered to use all these skills. There's too many. But if there's only a few, then maybe that players might use of them more then. I think there's the debate on whether more skills are better or less skills are better. Because I was like on this forum, let's just have a quick look. There's a few actually. I was just browsing the interwebs and there seemed like to be split opinions. Some people really think less skills are better. Like some say, actually just give your warrior, give your knight, give your mage, just give them 6 skills. And like you can always like make those skills more stronger, those individual 6 skills. Like there's nothing wrong with having them different stages of strength and blah blah, but sometimes having too many can, sometimes, I mean, I don't know, I've liked games that have a lot of skills and I've liked games that haven't got as many skills. There's been just a few interesting topics here. Like I thought what this person says was quite interesting. I was reading it and I was like, yeah, actually they've got a really good point. They were talking about Final Fantasy games and like, you know how you get Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3 and it's all tiered. Once you get Fire 3, how likely are you to use Fire 1 again? And some people might be like, well, I'd use Fire 1 because of it's less MP, it's more cost effective. But if you make MP really easy to recover and gain, then that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, this is definitely the time where a lot of decisions get made. I like crafting anyway. Let's see what chat is saying, because I've been rambling again as usual. Which technologies are you going to use? Technologies as in what program am I using? I'm using RPG Maker MV. If I misunderstood your question, I'm sorry. I like crafting, yay. Hey Rose, would it be a problem if I filled out my character form before reaching the threshold, or would you prefer I wait until reaching the 500 point? If you are really, really eager to fill it in silent and lost, then feel free to. If you're sure that you know exactly what your character's going to be, that's fine. But be aware that the character won't be made public until you reach those 500 points. But yeah, if you want to, like, I don't want to ruin your excitement. If you want to do it now, then feel free to. I think it's more of a quality of life having random monsters drop useful items rather than grinding ingredients for crafting most of the time. I think it really varies depending on the game. A huge game probably should have potions drop off monsters. I also think that how expensive those skills are to use versus how reliable it is to recover the skill points. Yeah, it's like, it's about how it's all done. Like, in my opinion, monsters dropping potions, it's easier, isn't it? It doesn't make things overly complex, and I think if there's a crafting system, it has to be quite intuitive and not like ridiculously confusing and convoluted and all that. It has to be, because that is when people start being like, I can't be bothered to play this game, when things get too confusing. I think if I was going to do it, it would be simple, and it would be easy too. Like, for example, to make a potion, all it would take is one drop from this flower and one item that there's probably loads of in the Everbloom Forest. It wouldn't, because like in Final Fantasy VIII, for example, I'm not sure who's played that here, but you could, to get your weapons upgraded in that game, you had to grind for materials. But it was very frustrating because the materials that you had to grind for were really hard to get. You just couldn't find them. So it made it really difficult to get to upgrade those weapons. But I feel like if you're in an area of the game where you're getting a lot of those drops, then it's not going to be difficult. It's only going to be a pain in the butt if you're like, holy crap, where's that white petal? Oh my god, that it's so impossible to get. But it's obviously going to be easy because there's so many of them around. And it's like, it's just how it's, it's how it's designed, and that really matters. I'm pretty eager right now. I was thinking I would wait for more game to be out, but now I think it would be more fun to add the character list and help evolve the story. Anything can happen, and that's what makes it exciting. Yeah, Silent, you go for it. You fill in that sheet. But yeah, I definitely want your feedback, guys, today with the game mechanic design, because today we're going to just be filling up this doc with ideas. And if you guys think of anything awesome and think, hang on a minute, I actually think this could be interesting, then I definitely would love to hear. But as I says, we got 3 things to focus on: the enemy skills, the player skills for warrior and hunter first, and the item system. But okay, so I'm gonna put our enemies on this Google Doc. So we've got the white flower. I think we're gonna have 7, aren't we? So give me a sec, guys. I think I've got a folder with them all in on my desktop. I'm going to read what Rex said again because I'm going to try and make sure I get that. I think how expensive those skills are to use versus how reliable it is to recover the skill points. Yeah, so it's like if you get a good powerful spell, if it costs too much MP and that MP is really hard to get back, then people will be reluctant to use it, won't they? They're more likely going to just want to spam attack. And I think with skills, like, to avoid the attack spam, the player has to feel rewarded. Like, they have to feel like by not using attack, by not spamming attack, they'll get the battle done in a more effective and efficient way, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, if it takes 4 hits to kill this flower by just attacking normally, that's 4 attacks for killing this little flower is actually quite a lot. But if you use your skills in an effective way, the flower could be dead in 2 hits. And as long as that MP or whatever MP or TP or whatever is easily recoverable, it's going to kind of, I feel that would encourage people to use the skills more than the attack. So, in my opinion anyway, it just all depends how it's done, because I don't want this to be a spam attack game and for people to be like, I just want to get these battles done now with spam attack done. I want people to actually think, I think tactically about it, and it just, it's more interesting and just better. Wow. When WoW released, it came with multiple skill ranks. Over the time, they reduced them to 1 of each skill that scales with player level and removed plenty of them for balancing. I think in a single player game, each class should have the same amount of skills and give them equal power, as in if an archer's stun, archer should have stun. If archer is taunt, warrior should have taunt. Even if there's a lot of skills, players will eventually only bother to train the best ones. Yeah. It's like, because in a way because each character's specialising in their own job, I kind of want them to, like, sort of, what's the word? Synergize together. I don't know if that's the word, but like they work together really well and offer something really, like, for example, if the ninjas with the warriors, so they can work really well together in a really unique way. Like, they can come together in battle and lots of experimentation and different ways to approach the fight. I really like having them be unique to each other in that way, but not where like all of them have a bazillion different skills each, because that's when people are like, oh yeah, it's there's a lot of ways to go about it, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, for what, Rex? I feel like I've said about a bazillion different things, so then I forget what people are responding to. But anyway, let's get these monsters in. I can't find the folder. I've got so much junk on my computer that it can take a while to find everything. There we go. They look really weird when they've got those colours. I kind of want to go, might have to go back to the, what the hell am I doing? I'm logging into, okay. I'm clicking my name instead of the extension. Okay. Hope that doesn't hurt your eyes, guys. So I want to get all the enemies in the document first, because then we actually see who we've got. And then we can write all the skill ideas down and we can share them out and think who suits what. But I'm not going to lie, I've been inspired by a certain game. I was looking up Pokemon. I was literally looking at Pokemon. I had like, I think it was Bellsprout. I was looking at the grass types anyway, because we have this. This is kind of the grass area, I guess. If I think of it like Pokemon, these enemies are very grass themed. So I was trying to think of what sort of skills they had and how I can be inspired by it. And I've got a few ideas. Where's this room? Okay, I've lost it. Oh my goodness. Right, give me a sec. I need to get to my folder and it takes forever to get to it. Okay, for now we're only going to do, let's get the bee first. So we're going to have 7 enemies in the Everbloom Vice, but we're going to just do the first 4 for now, because the other 3 aren't going to show themselves until the second part of the dungeon. So we'll focus on these for now. This makes me want a code. Hi Dan Claude, how you doing? Yeah, and honestly, if you're a coder, brilliant, because then you've got all the opportunities in the world to create an amazing game. But even if you're not a coder, RPG Maker is really easy to use. I'm sure there's other software out there that isn't too bad either to make a game, but this is one I personally know to be quite easy to use. Yeah, it's inspiring to watch. Yay. Okay guys, well this is a game mechanic stream today. We don't usually do this, like a lot of the time we're actually in the software and we're messing around and we're building the game and rambling on about lore and mapping and doing stuff like that. But today don't think we've actually had a stream like this where I've actually had a doc open and start writing notes down about game mechanics. I don't think we've done this yet, so this will be interesting. But as I was saying, I was inspired by Pokemon. I was looking at grass types. I looked up what's its name? Bellsprout. That one reminds me of this one. And there was was it bee drill? I think there was a mushroom one as well, but I forgot its name. I only know first gen Pokemon. But there's basically, you've got your buffs and your debuffs. So for example, it's gonna be a mess first. We're not gonna do the formatting yet. I'm gonna just write it any old way. So for buffs, it's defense with a C or an S. I think it's with an S. Might be different in the USA. Okay, so they're like, for buffs, that's what I imagine. And I'm kind of just putting everything down at the moment, but I think the enemies aren't going to have too many skills, like approximately 3 skills each, maybe. I think when you start giving them more than that, it becomes a bit. And debuffs lowers, what do you call it? just lowers players. Is player the right word? But a burp. Well, you can do the same things all over again, just the same as the buffs, except the other way around. They can also have evasion. And obviously, we're not going to give the enemies all, like, for example, when I think of for example, the flower, I can imagine that having a lower player's speed, because it could use some sort of pollen attack that just makes it really, I don't know, you can do anything. I swear there was a flower Pokemon and they had a sort of lower player's evasion or lower player speed thing, and I thought that was interesting. I think it was something pollen related, the spell. And we're gonna have to we'll think of names as well to give these skills once we've actually decided which ones we're gonna give them. Okay, so they're buffs and debuffs, and then you've got just standard attacks. So you can have just a normal boring attack, where you just deal damage with no additional effect. And then you could deal damage and increase critical hit chance. These are really boring ones at the moment. We'll think of some creative ones, but if you know any creative ones, then feel free to say too. What about raise and lower for attack elements? Attack elements as in, give me an example what you mean by an attack element. Okay, now this is another one I think I remembered from, I think a Pokemon had this one, and I actually thought this was pretty neat. Deals damage and receives so they deal damage and then receive some of the damage they've inflicted. I think it was something like a sort of weird tentacly kind of hit, that one. I can't remember what Pokemon it was though. Deal damage and get paralysed like that one attack Pikachu has. Yes, and don't forget guys, this is the first dungeon. So I'm not going to be cruel and introduce Paralyze, because I feel like that is a bit mean. It's the first ever dungeon, and I think Poison is definitely one that we're going to have in the first dungeon, because look, we've got a toxic plant. Like, it's very poisony, this place is. There's a possibility we could have sleep. I think the mushroom and the flower are very appropriate to inflict sleep. But I don't want to introduce too many status, like, you know, in the first dungeon. It could be too much too soon. But there's absolutely no harm in thinking of skills and writing them down and introducing them in later dungeons, because we're definitely going to be mean later on. I mean, like, you attack and you get paralysed for 1 turn, and a high risk, high reward move. Let me just get my brain working. I'm trying to understand. By default, RPG makes basic attacks like with physical element. There are like 9 others pre-set up. Ice, thunder, water. There are some plugins that work with them and make specific hit like the opponent harder should it be weak element. Like in Pokemon, fire hits plant monster for 10, physical for 6. Yeah. I mean, elements is definitely something that will be important, and I agree that we should have we should definitely have skills that are affected by the elements. But I'm not sure if we're introducing it yet in the forest level. But yeah, we've got Jesus, who is our, oh sorry, I'm hitting my desk. Ow, my knee. Yeah, hang on a minute, guys. I'm trying to figure out stuff. I'm trying to look back in chat at some bits and I can't find them. Yeah, like in Pokemon, like you're fighting against a Pokemon that is of another element, right? So, but Jesus, our custom hero, isn't. I don't think he's going to have any particular elemental weaknesses. He's just a dude. But yeah, I know. Right. Deal damage ×2. This could be one. I could imagine the bee doing something like that. Elements of fun. Also stab, stash, blunt damage makes melee combat so much more intricate. Yeah. So yeah, it can get confusing. Like the bee definitely has well, piercing damage. Maybe. Am I wrong? I don't even know anymore. Hi Moonshadow, how you doing? Must be stressful, so many great ideas and you have to pick only the best, otherwise you're never going to finish this. Have some positivity, it's hearing those words, never going to finish that, is like, oh dear. Oh, well, you got to stop faith in me. Hi Twinsy, receive a % of damage done as healing. Player does 30 damage to monster, players 5 HP, but that might work better as a stat function on a special weapon. Yeah. Okay. Also, I'm trying to take everything in. I'm terrible. My brain can't take so much information in. How are you doing there, Mooney? You having a good day? The player hits the enemy and then makes a sound. As soon as numbers and percentages come in, that's where my brain stops. And I know that's bad because this part of the game is where that's important, but damn, screw maths. Makes a sandwich. I think that would be a great enemy to have in the future. Alright, right. I'm trying to think of other ones. So they're just normal attacks, but then you can get special skills. Set limits, well, I like to hear everyone's opinion, but then I guess I stop listening at a certain point because you have to do, like you say. I've never done anything like this before, but it's always good to try something, right? I don't particularly have experience with making games with a community, so you know, we're gonna come across hurdles along the way. That's gonna happen. I just want to have fun. That's the main thing. As soon as like the fun goes, that's when things have to change. Okay, so with skills we could literally go on forever. Like, there's unlimited options here, guys. We could just literally go on forever. I think we need to get to a point where we have to look at the enemies and think what would suit them. But like I said, I don't want this to be a spam attack thing. We might have to think of the players' skills alongside this, though. You won't have to wait very long before being introduced to my wonderful character. I wonder when he's going to appear in the game. Welcome back, Silent. Okay, so I'm going to think one enemy at a time first, so I'm going to think of the plant. And there's going to be two ways to do this, because the player could either be a warrior or a hunter, so it's going to be different. It's going to be different for whoever is picked. Why is my Twitter up? Because I should be logged out. I'm banning myself from social media. So, thinking of player skills, are we going to give each class unique abilities, or are we going to make some general abilities anyone can learn? I want to do unique. That's just what I want to do. Everybody's got jobs unique to them. For example, if you've looked at the form, let's look at the playable character form right now. If anybody's looked at this, I have to just put this in for now. It's got all the list of classes, and we've already got 5 of them, but here's an example of some of the others. More could be added in the future. Also, it probably looks super small on your end, so I'm going to zoom in. So yeah, so really they've all got a job unique to them, and I feel them having their own unique skills makes them different, and it encourages the player to try all of them out. One thing that I don't like is when I don't like to see an RPG and characters just get left, but people just stick to one party. I think, but I want to see that one be used. But if it, you know what I mean? If a character's the same, if it offers the same as all the others, then people just tend to pick their favourites and leave behind certain characters and don't try them out. But I want every playable character in this game to get used by you guys, so if they all have their own jobs, I think that might encourage people to think, I want to try out this one and see what skills this one has, in my opinion. Reckless attack, that trades defense for more damage, and defensive strike, that does the opposite. What if the player is classless? Well, that's impossible. You have to have a class. So every class needs some kind of basic spammy ability. Yeah. So, right, right, where's my doc? I need to write down some of your suggestions as well. So this is the enemy ones, but I want to have a separate one for players. Right, this is definitely the overwhelming part, guys. It's going to be the bit where our brain gets, because we need to make sure it works, because it could easily be a mess, and a mess of a battle system, and we want it to make sense. Fireball for Pymax for the Spirit Born, so maybe we can come up with something more interesting as a unique spam attack. Yeah, so we'll think of Warrior and Hunter for now. So let me just, I'm going to just split these up. So this is enemy skills. So we've got 2 classes, Warrior and Hunter, and we've obviously going to have way more than that, but starting with the ones we do have. So Hunter's ranged, bow and arrow. And Warrior is going to be the axe person, melee. So Warrior is somebody I see as someone who does a lot of sort of debuffing to make the enemies weaker. I suppose they're a tank as well. They can take the damage, like they can provoke, they can taunt, things like that. The paladin, the knight sort of one, is the one that does the healing and stuff, but the warrior lacks that. And Hunter, yeah, they're the ranged one. Well, it can be classed as if the class is set to wear any kind of armour and equip any kind of armour. Then it's up to the players to make smart choices on what skills to purchase for the class they want to play as. Yeah, well, it depends on the game you're doing. Like, that is doable, but in this one you will be forced to have a class. That's just how it's going to be. So yeah, I know, it's just how I mean, some games, I think Final Fantasy 7 is one, and I think a number of Final Fantasies, they're just, the materia is what makes the character unique. Like Cloud can be anything you want him to be. He can be a mage, he can be a healer, depending what material you give him. But there's other games. Living on Edge, thank you for the sub, 20 months. Thank you, Edge. I appreciate you. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, every game does it different. I mean, which one had the job system? Was it 5? I never played 5, but that was the character forced to have that job, or did they switch between jobs? I mean, yeah, this is just how we're doing it with this one. We decided like this from ages ago. Warrior ability brainstorming, I'm just going to list off a bunch. Shield bash, lunging strike, weapon toss, battle shout, bracing stance. Are these your own names, Silent and Lost? Also awesome. I'm glad that we're getting them, because I'm going to put name ideas down here. What I like to do with names is combine 2 words. So for example, I haven't done it for skills, but actually I have. I thought of a first word and a second word. Like I've done this. I'll copy and paste. I just did it randomly the other day. So this is just for the foresty grass type of creatures we've got in the Everbloom forest. So I can combine a first with a second word. So floral beam, floral destruction, green strike. Like, some of them will sound bad, but it's interesting the combinations you can come up with. So like, I'll just leave that there because that might inspire some name ideas. But also I'm going to write down Silent and Lost. What is probably a good thing to do is think of the skill, what it does first, and then give it the name after, for whatever it suits. You're currently coughing up your lungs. I hope you get better soon, Edge. That sucks. Coughing is the worst when you're like in a silent room. But if you're in your own room, you can cough to your heart's content. I have a hunter idea, like a trap ability that kills off weakened enemies for extra loot at the end of the battle. We can that's pretty cool. I hope, because I really want some creative skill ideas that make it fun, and I think RPG Maker can do it. I hope. I'll try my best to implement any creative skills. But yeah, this is where we're gonna have to think of stuff. I have found, where is it? Someone had some really cool ones on this forum. Yeah, here. Did Silent Lost say battle? Oh yeah, Silent Lost said battle shout, and there's a battle cry one here. There's literally so many possibilities. I was thinking about got other name first. Yeah, that's possible too. Like that could also inspire a sort of mechanic, I guess. Battle shout. When I think of battle shout, I think of a buff. I think of the warrior giving the whole party like a sort of attack strength buff when I think of battle shout. But maybe people can think of other ideas from that too. It's interesting to see what creative things you can think of from a name. Lunging strike, maybe a strike that also debuffs the enemy. Like, for example, I think something that could be pretty cool with a warrior is a normal attack that debuffs the enemy's defense. So, for example, that encourages to use skills, because say if this plant, it takes 4 hits to kill it. If you use a skill that lowers the defense, then it will only take 2 or 3 hits to kill it. Well, 2. It should be 2, because then you can kill it in 3 turns instead of 4 turns, if that makes sense. So you can actually finish the battle quicker by using your skills than if you just spam attack. And that's what I want to try and encourage people to not spam attack and realise they have to use their skills to get the battle more efficiently completed. So that's just one idea, just like a simple debuff of defense encourages people to use skills more. What does speed do in the game? I'm assuming it lets a character take another turn faster. Probably, yeah. Like, well, we can either debuff the enemy with speed, or we can buff ourselves. So, who would you say? Who could you imagine having a speed buff? Would the hunter do that? I could imagine like a thief doing that kind of thing. I see the hunter like debuffing the attack, the defense, and the speed for I see them having been like the debuff kind of specialist. I mean, Auron from Final Fantasy X was a sort of warrior, like a hard-hitting warrior. He was slow, but he was strong, and he had a lot of debuffs, like armor break and things. A lunging strike could be a temporary speed self buff, but it also debuffs speed after the initial bonus. So you're saying that it'll help at first, but then it'll become a debuff and you'll have bad speed. Intriguing. So that I thought of that with the items, like some of the potions. It would be quite interesting if like some potions like they helped heal in some way, but then they like affect the player in a negative way as well. Because sometimes I don't want potions to be OP or people to overuse them and use them for the right things. Hi Wild Genie, thank you for the 1 bit. He's lunging forward to gain the upper hand, but then has to wait and recharge after a short period of higher speed. Yeah, and that could like work really well in a battle where the enemy, it doesn't take many hits to kill them, because you're using that, and you know it pays off in the beginning, but by the time you're slow, it's already going to be dead anyway in another hit. Electro attack that makes enemy feel like they're in trouble and they lose a turn. Like, sort of like they completely miss their attack. Yeah. Or like, even like electric you could call it, but you could call it like anything. It could be like scare or fear, or like something just that it's so shocked that he just can't, like a sort of temporary paralysis, that sounds like. But yeah, there was an interesting one that Rex mentioned for Hunter. Where is it? Trap. Well, I need to understand that skill more. Like, is there a game that does that? Because I kind of half get what you mean by that, but there's part of me that doesn't, that is trying to figure out what it means. I'm terrible at knowing what skills mean until I actually see them in action. When I play games, I'm like, what's that skill do? And I actually have to use it before I understand. Okay, so I'm going to write down Silent and Lost as well. And I think that one suits the warrior. Oh yeah, I missed the other thing. Warrior to take damage for other characters, but whenever it procs, the warrior swaps positions with the character. I'll put a question mark for any skill that we haven't named. I think a warrior taking damage for another character is very good. I mean, Jesus is the only one in the party at the moment, so he's got nobody to take damage for, but that's when it would be like skills they can use later, that they can open later on in the skill tree and stuff. It'll be really I wonder what would be a really good early level warrior skill that'll really stop people spamming attack. I think, yeah, the debuff of defense is probably a good one for an early one. Swaps positions with the other character. See, I'm confused now. There's another provoke as well, I suppose. Or is it sort of provoke taunt ability? I had an apostrophe there. Something that could actually be a good thing is not fretting too much about if something ends up being OP. Sometimes it's fun to add to a strong strategy, like if an OP game mechanic combination exists, then the player is rewarded for discovering the interaction on their own. Yeah, and I think that's like, I like the idea of experiment, like how would the warrior and like, I don't know, the herbalist work together or something, like just two characters working together, or even three characters working together could have interesting combinations. Like, one thing I really liked in Final Fantasy IX was the mage, Vivi, worked really well with the warrior. They had like a sort of combo attack, and I always liked having them in the party together. Hey Pawaka, welcome to the stream. Stern look, the player actually looks sternly at the enemy and makes them look away, lowering their accuracy. That's cool too. See, these are all very appropriate for a warrior. Like all the intimidating, intimidating sort of skills suit warrior. Super strike, but very limited usage. I think they should definitely have a special, like sort of limit break, because we have like TP, which increases is similar to our limit break bar increases. So once that TP bar's full, they can use a special probably. I think that's how it works anyway. Hi Andy Cake, how are you doing? Funny face. Have we got like a joke, a sort of have we got a joke? We have some really sort of unique kind of classes here. I don't think we've got a joker in particular, but you know, I mean, some of these could have that funny face. Also, I feel like I've probably missed some of your suggestions. And part of me thinks maybe I should have put a poll up for you know, a Discord thingamajig that we do, because I'm not making use of that, and maybe that's not smart of me to not make use of our Discord community poll things for something like this. Hi Julian, how you doing? To balance all the serious stuff, we're definitely gonna have some silly mixed in with the serious. This song, I know it's sad, isn't it? You might have missed story time. The player tells a story that puts the enemy to sleep. Yeah, that's cool. Like some of these are definitely gonna suit more classes more than others, certain classes more than others. For warrior and hunter, I don't know, but we're gonna have some really unique ones here. Can't think of one. I mean, bard maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I hope that we do get all these classes in the game eventually. But yeah, so we can go back to that because we got a lot to do today. We've got enemy skills, we've got player skills, and we also have item names as well. So this document's a mishmash of stuff at the moment. But yeah, I kind of wish I put up they opened up the community thing in the Discord today for this. I'm regretting it because I am terrible. I'm missing everyone's suggestions, and you're probably saying some really good things. And sometimes my brain doesn't switch into gear straight away, and I read something, I'm like, I kind of get that idea, but I don't, and then I end up not writing it down or not realising. And then, but if it was in the Discord on the community poll, then it's there and I'd have seen it and it would have, yeah. I'm kicking myself. I mean, I could still do it, but it might be too late now. Warrior early level debuff mood, distracting sneeze. The enemy believes the warriors are cold and tries to avoid the germs as the warrior didn't sneeze into their shoulder. Kissy first prevents the kissy first, and it makes you fall in love and charms it to attack itself from the other enemies. I definitely like this, guys. Like, I love the silly skills, but I kind of want it to fit with the class, and I think warrior, I'm not gonna lie, I'd love warrior to have a silly skill, but something that really suits them, if you know what I mean. But I definitely want silly skills. Cheap shot, the warrior attempts to call a choose and stop all minus finds, but as the enemy lets down their guard, the warrior attacks full due. This is why I should open the poll, because I'm freaking, you guys have so much ideas, and I'm going to read them and that'll be it, the way it's going. Right, I feel like I should do it because might as well. Okay, thank you for joining the Discord, by the way. Wild Genie. Guys, we're going to have to open it. It's a bit late now because everybody's already put their ideas in. But, okay, let's think how we're going to write this. Let's delete these. I don't even know how to word this because we've got so much today. I feel like we're not focusing on one particular game mechanic at the moment because we're kind of spreading ourselves out for a lot of things. Yeah, it's difficult to even think of a specific poll to write. It's fun coming up with ideas even if they never get used. Yeah, what would I call the poll though? Because it's, you know what I mean, we're talking about the warrior, but then we're also talking about other random things, and we're not like just focusing on the one area. Helps get in the brainstorming mood. The player brags are all about the money they have, making the enemy feel jealous, and get a berserk status. Berserk. We need berserk. We need berserk for our warrior. Flex. I really like how it's called that. Flex on them haters. The player brags about all the money that. All I read at first was berserk, and I was like, yeah, we need berserk. And then I read the rest, and I was like, oh my goodness. Brags all about the money they have made. Yeah, I think Flex. Oh my god, guys! Oh my god, you could turn the game into a joke, but it kind of is a joke. So I'm gonna just put it in. I don't care anymore. I need to understand this skill. Like, I need to understand these skills because I feel like I'm writing them down and not even understanding what they mean. That's the problem. The document's going to be a mess. I need to get more organised about this. Hunter could have a pet that aids it in battle. Can that be done in RPG Maker? Like, I'm all for creativity, don't get me wrong. That sounds freaking awesome. But can it even be done? Can we have pets? Because, like, I think most things are probably possible. But that's pretty cool if it's even possible, yeah. Flex berserk status. No, you put flex on dem haters, so it has to be the thing now. I'm afraid. That was your first choice. What's what it's called. Oh my god. Yeah, this is crazy, guys. We need to get more organised about this. Right, what are we going to do? Because at the moment we're just getting like so much random stuff, which is great, but it's like we're not even going to know where to begin. Because there's just so much to consider with it. we're not even thinking about, are we going to have a few skills or are we going to have loads? I don't want it to be a mess. And at the moment it is. I'm sorry guys, it's a mess. It's not organised. Well, you can just make the hunt pet conception in that the hunt just has skills where the animal comes out and does an action. You can make either summon up pet mid-battle. Others believe there's a plugin that makes battle as show in battle but not in the menu, and then use another plugin to make it show the following player. If you know what the plugin name is, then I will make a note of that and look it up. Wait, what? But it's true. That's true as well, Silent. I can kind of just use the imagination as well if necessary. That's not impossible to do either. I'm gonna just like write down just so we remember this. But yeah, we're fine. I think I'm just stressing for nothing. I think it's probably a good idea just to, it's brainstorming at the end of the day. We're just writing down every idea that comes to mind, and it's better than having too many ideas than too little. So I was using the plugin to make like some sort of prototype Digimon fan game. I'll find them later. Awesome. Okay. I want to put a community poll up so you guys can post ideas, because it's just going to be better for me, I think, than just copying them from chat and writing them down. I don't know actually what to do. I don't know. I'm a mess today. Damn. Okay, let's just move on to item names instead. Have a break from the enemy design and stuff. Okay, so we mentioned earlier that enemies, we probably won't have the enemies drop potions. We'll probably do a crafting thing. So enemy drop. Okay, so when I think of enemy drops, I think of well, these are plants, so it's not going to be like leaf. Yeah, I'm just going to write everything that comes to my mind at first. Yeah, it's all about parts. Brain. Things like that, but we could have a word in front to make it sound more cool, like demon tongue or something. It's endless really, but But just bringing that up, guys, so because that's something else we need to brainstorm as well. Fangs. Yeah, I mean, the toxic plant has fangs, right? It's got fangs in its mouth. What are these? What are these spikes? Petal. Yeah, let's just look at them and think of names we can just put general enemy. These are just general ones. Okay, so toxic plant enemy drop. What's the other one? Mushroom. We don't need enemy there. If rain is a currency you could theorize that maybe enemies drop money in the form of their blood. Ooh. Do plants bleed? But money, thing is, that's where it gets more complex if other liquid becomes money too. Because technically it's just rain that's the money. Rain blood once filtered by an alchemist could be a currency. Maybe. It just adds an extra complexity to the currency. Because, yeah. It's interesting though. I feel like white petals the obvious drop for the flower. This is where I'm gonna have to steal what other games have for bees and stuff. Okay. I've got the burps. Roots. It reconciles the idea that enemies aren't gonna just have money dropping off them, but still rewards the player with money for winning. Yeah, money's not, obviously raindrops aren't going to fall off the enemies, are they? So I didn't actually consider them dropping the money because the money is gained from other ways in the game, not actually from the enemies. But it does bring another concept, thinking of blood. But then you can just say a flower doesn't bleed. A plant doesn't bleed. So it's another realism thing, isn't it? Okay, I don't know what to focus on first because enemy skill. I feel like the outer names are not really... That's fine. We can think of that. But yeah, I do think the enemy skills are things to think about. I want some interesting skills for them as well, not just like your standard things. So hi Val, how are you doing? Yeah, then it comes like thinking of different blood that creatures bleed and stuff, and yeah, it's interesting. I'm just thinking how it would work, like bringing that into the game, because even though it's an interesting concept, it just adds like complexity. Do you know what I mean? Like is the idea of having all these random drops related to an actual creature, or just do the WoW style think of junk items that you sell to a vendor. Good morning, how are you doing, Valk? Yeah, I don't see them as junk. Like the items that drop will be used for crafting, and I feel like every item that drops should have a point to it. I mean, junk items is fine too if you want to sell it for stuff. It doesn't have to be a complicated concept. You convert the blood into money through an alchemist, a reward for helping rid the world of more monsters. Yeah, well, what's something that was decided in the poll when we talked about the currency was that I mean, let's just get I don't know if I've still got the image. It's somewhere. The image is somewhere, but there is going to be a building where you can decide quests and for killing monsters and that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just more concepts, you know. And I'm trying to think how I'd even implement something like that. I do believe there's a plugin for multiple currencies, but I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. Plants can bleed in the fantasy world if you want them to, I suppose. I'm definitely for realism though for this. I think that's the reason why I'm not having them drop potions. Okay, so I stole some ideas from Pokemon. The skills, I made a note of them anyway. I'm just gonna... I got a good one for the tree, but we haven't got the tree yet. That was to do with kind of like getting the user trapped and they can't move on the next turn because the trees trapped them. They planted their roots round to the player. A double currency, so to speak, can be complicated. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm skeptical, guys. It's going to just confuse. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's really interesting, but it kind of just... The whole point was that rain was the currency and rich... People are getting rich from living in areas with high rainfall, right? And I know the whole like weather thing. And if we're bringing in blood as a currency now, it kind of takes away what we did with the rain being the currency. Just it can turn it into the game into a number of concepts, and yeah, I don't know. It's the same exact thing as well. Grades to events to get them around a concept. Not every random thingy having coins on them. I never really played WoW, so I apologise for not getting what that is all about. I did play it for about 20 hours and that was it. Yeah, but coins don't even exist in this game. Coins are just not in this world. Because it's rain that's the currency here, as we know. But like as for the item names, like when you fight the white flower, a white petal will drop. It's going to be realistic like that. And if we want to make a potion for healing HP, then the white petal with, I don't know, a red flower on that what is found in the forest can make a potion. It'd be really simple like that. Because to me that makes more sense than just than the enemy just dropping a potion. Even though it's easier. I think if the crafting's simple enough, then it isn't, you know, that isn't confusing then. How would the player be making money? Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain earlier. It was on the currency poll several weeks back. I need to find the image because it's a bit difficult to explain from the top of my head. Let's just find it. I mean, not much has been said about it, but it got enough votes on the thing, so I assume people liked the idea. Is this it? Okay, let's get the... I can't find my... I need to know what that Streamlabs thing is, because the window capture is not being good for me right now. Okay. It's this one that basically sums that up. There is a building bank in every region where raindrops are stored and kept. It's the job of the Empire probably, to collect fresh fallen rain and put them in the buildings. People must go here and do jobs to earn raindrops, e.g. kill X number of local monsters. And because, yeah, so let's get RPG Maker up. Where is it? I've got a bazillion window captures up at the moment, so it's a bit of a mess. Right, I can't hide this. Let's just move it. I can't move it. It's in the way. It's in the way, guys. I can't do it. They can earn money through jobs. Will those side quests be repeatable? I assume so. If it's about earning money, then yes. It will have to be, won't it? Because then you're limiting the money that people can earn. People should be able to do things like that as many times as they want. I would show you, but I can't seem to get rid of this window capture. I'm not kidding you guys. In OBS, in my sources, I have about 50 different window captures, and I can't find this one. It's a massive mess. There you go, finally. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this was the building. It's got a raindrop icon on it. So when you go in here, that'll be the place that you get the money from. And every region will have one. And that's just the way the world's kept organised. I put that in the poll and it got the vote, so I thought, okay, we'll do that then. So the other idea would have just been for people to get money another way, but I mean there's many possibilities that you can get raindrops, but the way that we've got the law and the world building set up is that the raindrops, getting them yourself is illegal. That's kind of the world we've got. It's all kind of organised by a faction, who has the raindrops and who gets them. It seems that that's kind of direction we've gone in. Or you could create a drop from an enemy that you could sell to vendors for money, which is what Silent was suggesting. So you mean if, say, white petal, the flower drops, just as an example, you give that and they give you raindrops as a trade sort of thing? I mean, that's not impossible either. Like, you can get drops from enemies, and the stuff that you don't use for crafting, you can sell for raindrops. That's just something that can be done as another way to make money. I feel like there should be multiple ways to make it. I mean, doing side quests in this place is just one way of getting money. If you know what I mean. Ow. I've got pins and needles. Okay, so, right. I think I was trying to think of unique skills. Okay, this was one that I think suited a kind of plant and flower enemy. I can't spell. Absorbs. Like, that's just one. So something that would work well with that skill would be someone that can put a sort of paralyze or sleep or stop them from performing that damage on the second turn. Either they do that before they do that. But I think the whole absorbing lie is just a very plant thing. So I think it was a Pokemon that did something like that. If you wanted to make it simple, then you can make one thing that all monsters drop their blood. I think his idea was clouded by the alchemist thing, but at its core, it's just an item that any enemy can drop to his sword for a little extra money. So you just mean blood? Exchange blood for raindrops? If that's what you mean. I mean, yeah. But the ones that have blood, like human enemies that would have blood, yeah. Yeah. Like plants, we got plants right now, and I think Valk suggested like the plant version of blood. But then we could have like multiple currencies then. I think RPG Maker does it. I think there is a multiple currency thing. So it's not impossible. It would drop oil. Yeah, exactly. And then you've got robots. They wouldn't bleed. It'd be another form of... Yeah. You don't need multiple currencies. Yeah, well, if it's just an item, then no. I guess it just depends how you see it. Whatever it is, it's no different than dropping items. And you already want that. So basically all you mean is just trade. Trade items for raindrops. That's what you mean. I think it just sounded more complicated than that on first read. Which is fine. Like, it sounded super interesting. For sure. Oh, we got poison. Why has been my typing today? One sec, guys. Let's mute the audio a sec. I'm gonna just do a test play. Thank you for the follow, Lapu. I'm just muting the game audio. Fortnite. I've never played even 5 minutes of Fortnite. It's bad, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so something I found out. The reason I've got lag is because I'm streaming. Probably because of OBS as well. Because when I tested this off stream, the game ran quite smoothly. Okay, so there is a crafting menu now. It looks a little bit like there's nothing there, but it's there. They might not want to take a quest when they only need a little extra. Yeah. You made an account? No, I've not even done that. I just don't have the interest in that game. I'm sorry anybody that likes it. You never played Eve. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Kung. I haven't even showed you guys the game. I've just realised I wasn't even on the test play screen. Oops. Okay. So that's the item crafting plugin. There's loads. I've gave the enemies a HP bar as well. What's everyone's opinion on HP bars? Do you like to see that how much HP the enemy has, or are you more of a fan of not knowing? I think it's preference, isn't it? Personal preference. So I've still got to download a ton of those off stream. Why is that there now? Ah, I don't know why that suddenly popped up. You like them? Yeah, I could show you guys what the battle system looks like. My glasses are really got loads of fingerprints on them. I wish there's a way to mute this music easier. Okay. It's every single time I do a test play, I have to go into my mixer on my computer and mute it, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Stop lagging, please. Yeah, wow. What's that for image battle commands? Okay, that's weird. I tested this about a bazillion times the other day and nothing like this happened. But apparently something's gone wrong. And I'm not sure why. Well, we can't test that then. We've got an error. Sometimes that happens, you just get a bug and you don't know how it happened. Which is weird, because I spent, was it Saturday? It was Friday or Saturday, but I spent a portion of that day sorting out a valve system and everything was good. Image missing, yeah, and I don't know why, because I've done nothing. I have not messed with the images. It was the last time I checked it was fine. Zoo. Yeah, I love animals and I don't like to see them locked up. Yeah, yeah, me too, Kung. Are all zoos bad? I think just animals should be free. Simple as that. Right, I'm gonna have to sort out this bug, unfortunately, because well, we're a bit stuck for what we can do. So give me a minute. One of the icons were missing, but I don't know why. I don't know why they're missing. I'm gonna have to go back and see what the actual folder was. Image battle commands, com items, okay. Okay, so the image is there. Image, yeah, I'm in the exact folder and the image is there. So, okay, so I think I know what the problem is. I changed the file path, but I didn't. I changed it in RPG Maker to FPS. Okay, that's what it was. That is such a dumb thing. Yeah, I'll tell you what I did. Let's get rid of Discord. I'm constantly playing a game with my window catches. I feel like 50% of the stream is me doing that, so I apologise. Okay, what I did was, where is it? Top turns. Yes, here, where you can rename the default names to things. Where it's got items, I changed it from item to items. That's all I did. So what happened was, it meant I had to change the image to that as well. That was something silly. Am I like that? What is it? I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really behind on chat. I find it very difficult to keep up nowadays, I have to admit. I hope you can forgive me. Okay, so now it should work. Unfortunately we have lag though, and it only seems to happen when I'm streaming because my computer's poop. Okay, so when you hover over your enemy, there is a health bar there now. At the moment it only takes 2 hits to kill it, but I think I'll increase that because I don't want to encourage attack spam. I'm just looking at chat, guys, and reading what you're saying. I've made clear my feelings about animals and stuff, but I tend to not talk about it now because I think when I've said how I feel, I deeply offend people, so I don't say anything. Okay. I mean, we've got a doc to fill in at the moment, but my head is a bit all over the place, to be honest. And I know this is really important to do, but I feel like I feel unorganised. Okay. We'll get the bees and the flower sprites on the field. My computer's dying at the moment, so bear with me. It's really interesting seeing dark mode on Google. I don't like it like this. I like it on Google Docs, but not on Google Image. Where's the bee? There we go. We should change the subject. Yeah, I'm just out. I think we got in one stream, we got into a really deep discussion about this. I don't know what it is about me, but there's something about animals in my streams that get talked about. Wow, this is a big image. What was I gonna say? Okay. I'm just gonna get the bee sprite done, guys, and the flower one. So okay, so I'm sorry guys, I'm being really quiet at the moment. I'm having problems with my computer. It's been really laggy today and I'm constantly playing a game with my window captures, trying to figure out what to open and things. It's a bit frustrating. Okay. Talking about animals? Yep. I know. I'm finding it very difficult to get involved in any conversation because I'm doing so much. I know it looks like I'm not. Why are the wings see-through? I suppose they could be, but... How does it look if it's completely transparent? Yeah, that's fine. Let's see how this looks in the game. Hi Grimby, welcome. Have a guess. Have a guess where you think I'm from. You can totally tell that's a bee, can't you? You don't need to get involved. It's very difficult for me, Rex, because as a streamer I've always been very involved and involved in conversation, and I feel I'm going against everything I stood for by not getting involved in chat. It is strong. It is strong, isn't it? I bet it scares everybody. Bet everyone's shocked when they hear it. And it's one of a kind, my voice. You won't hear anyone else like it. Okay, where should we we'll put the bee on this second map. Oh no, once again I've got bloody Photoshop in the way. Are you from Australia? Some people have thought I'm from Australia, funnily enough. I don't know why, because I don't think I particularly sound Australian. Yeah, and some have thought I was French as well. Okay, so we can have our bees and flowers on this map. And the plants and the mushrooms on this map. We still need to think of... Because really it is important we get the game, the skills organised. I think I'm just like I want it to be so perfect. As in I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to have the perfect set of skills. But really all they need is a simple attack, maybe one that does a buff or debuff, and then a special skill. 3 skills is plenty. The British versus Australian tested to earn sushi says sandwich as sanga. Sanga? What's a sanga? Okay. You know what's overwhelming? Seeing them all next to each other. Let's break it down. We didn't one at a time. Ow! What is with my legs? I feel like I'm turning into an old lady. My body's hurting all over. Okay, so what names? Right, so some skill names. I know. First, I think I like to think of the mechanic first. I know Silent likes to think of the name first, but I think mechanic then name is how I like to do things. We're gonna get right into this. We're picking the skills now. We're doing it. Okay, so. Okay. So I'm picking the skills, but then I'm like thinking, what do I do? I guess this is where research comes in. Okay. One sec. This is our twin. This enemy we got here, this is its brother from another game. Which one's cuter? I think battle spread's cuter. But yeah, this is where we're gonna have to look at research to see how other games do it with similar plants. Okay. So Vine Whip does damage and no additional effects. So that's literally just a plain attack. Okay. Raises the user's attack by 1 stage each. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's one I saw and I was gonna use. Maybe, but I think that's better. Would it be better with that enemy though? None of the others would wrap. This plant's not even got arms to wrap with. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Right, so we definitely need a poison. That's one thing for sure. I'd say a normal attack, a poison, and out of all the enemies we've got, I definitely see that being the poison one. But it has roots, root wrap. Yeah, I think I was thinking the tree, because we have got a tree, haven't we? One that comes out, you know, the big tree with the eyes. That I think that could have something to do with the wrapping and. I think it's good to keep a bit of simplicity to these first enemies. Okay, so a name for a poison attack. Let's have a look what word combos we've got here. Doesn't have to be these words, these are just ideas. I thought of plant words and these were the things brought to mind. Poison. What is the most badass name for a poison ability? There's so much potential. I don't want to call it just poison. Poison's just boring. We want to have creative names. Venom Fang, it's got a fang. Fungal Sprout. I feel fungal would definitely suit the mushroom. So yeah. What could the mushroom special be? If this guy does poison, then the mushroom fungal. Something like with spores. What would spores do? Could spores debuff you in some way? Maybe spores would make you... Would they make you slower or make you your evasion? Maybe something like... Maybe it does something like that. I know. Venom Fang. Yeah. Venom Fang. I can't think of a third for it, but... We can have one. We'll just put question mark for now. Okay, so... Hi Liquid, how you doing? Spores turn you into a clicker and then John and they have to kill you. They're from Last of Us, aren't they? See, I know things. I don't know what a clicker is though. In Pokemon there's a bunch of spores, I think. One paralyses, another sleeps. So yeah, I think the mushroom could have a spore sort of ability. I'm reluctant to introduce sleep and paralyze just because it's more. I don't know if would that be frustrating, guys, if you was in a dungeon and there was poison and sleep and paralyze happening, all those status effects happening to you in one dungeon. Would you get annoyed? Would you be like, screw this game, I can't believe I'm getting all this happening to me? The first dungeon as well. Would you be mad? Maybe the spores boost the fungus's defense. Could do. Especially in the first dungeon. Yeah, I think that's like my worry. I don't want to go too like savage, if that's the word. Like if I'm like, yeah, be poisoned, be paralysed, be sleep. Just, I don't want to make them too mean, these enemies. So yeah, I think having this guy be the poisoner and, you know, and the others maybe not having those kind of abilities would be better. Because it could definitely work. The mushroom could definitely cause sleep, or the flower. I mean, even the bee could poison. But yeah, it'd be mean. It's the first dungeon. Yeah, more mid-game. Yeah. And paralyze and things like that is more end game, isn't it? Paralyze is the most evil of them all. Would want them, I know, imagine. Exactly, you get all that at once with them. Okay, so the mushroom. We want some sort of spore thing for it. What should we call it? Spore, something spore. Spore dance. I don't know. Spore dance. Spore dance. Spore madness. Or fungal madness. Fungal fury. Fungal fury. That's cute. Spore blight. Doesn't blight mean poison? Spore blast. Spore blast is cool. Okay, so Spore Blast. Now we got to decide what it's going to actually be. I feel like it's got to be a debuff because it can't be it's going to be blasted at the player. Spore Blast. Yeah, ignore my actions. I'm a goof. Okay, Spore Blast. Spores are going to get blasted at the player, judging by the name of that. So it can either lower their attack, it can lower their defense, it can lower their speed, or lower their evasion. They're like the main debuffs, the standard debuffs. What would spores do if they were all over you? Fungal Fury. I love Fungal Fury. I think that's great. I feel like that should be the third attack of the mushroom. Like it's special. Lower speed, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine like that's what would happen. More than the others anyway. They tickle. Okay, so we've got the standard. Well, let's just do this. Fungal Fury. I'm sorry, I love it. I love Fungal Fury. I don't know, I'm a big fan of alliterations. You love it, yeah. That's why I like any name that's an alliteration. Okay, guys. So Fungal Fury, what do you imagine that being? If it was like it's special, what would it do? Like, what would Fungal Fury do? That's the question. So we've already got a debuff. We've got a normal attack. We've got to give it a normal attack a name as well. I feel that Fungal Fury was too badass for a normal attack. Like, and the normal attack name would be something like so let's have a look. Something just plain. What other mushroom names do we have here? Some Fungal's definitely the mushroom one. I can't see any other mushroom inspired names here. Because I don't want to just call it attack. I want to give the boring attacks a special name too. Rose, I just wanted to say that one of the main reasons why I enjoy this stream so much is because inspiring you are. Whenever I see a huge massive project, someone is just tackling regardless of grand scale, it's really cool and it gives me energy to the stand. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it can get overwhelming. You think, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I think the main thing that is the challenge for me is not the actual project itself, it's doing it in front of an audience. I could easily do something like this, like on myself, like just do it and do whatever. But I think when you're doing it in front of an audience, it's so much more of a challenge because people are watching you and there's a pressure to know what you're talking about and know what you're doing, and that's definitely the challenge part. And hi Cornelius, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. It's Rose Day on Monday. What if Fungal Fury only works if the player is poisoned and attacks for a huge hit, for forcing enemies to work together? Okay, so Fungal Fury. Well, if that's the case, we have to consider that poison, is it going to wear off after battle? Because in some games it does, but in some games it doesn't. I feel it shouldn't. They should stay poisoned, and then if they encounter the mushroom and they're still poisoned, then yeah, that could happen. So we'd need to like craft this game's version of antidotes as well, if that's the case, because players will get very frustrated if they're poisoned forever. But let's attack through a huge bit for us. Yeah. It's like, yeah, because I don't read the mushroom and the plant are going to be together in any of the battles, you know. I haven't even thought about merging the mobs. Like, I was thinking just having the plants and just the mushrooms, but I suppose mobs can be merged so that some plants could be with the mushrooms, and then there's the possibility that something like that could happen. Yeah. I feel like Fungal Fury just needs to be something really badass. Call attack tackle? What's that? I only played Gen 1 Pokemon, and that was when I was 11. So Rex 2, this Final Fantasy journey sparked not really knowing diddly squat about FF. FF's awesome. Cornelius! Oh my goodness. We got lag, but thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Let's have some hype for Cornelius, guys. Hope you enjoy your bat emotes. Bats are adorable. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Thank you for the hype, Rex. I could easily do this, Bucker. Yeah. Well, not easily, if you know what I mean. Nothing's easy. I think I definitely made that sound. But yeah, it's what I tried to say was that it's definitely the audience part that's the true challenge. Usually you'd make trips of 1 plant, 2 plants, 2 plants, 1 shroom, 3 plants, 2 shrooms, or just, yeah, I agree. Why, like having a mixture of mobs would be cool. And I know that on the map we only have the silhouette of one enemy, but yeah, we can still mix them. Yay, cute new emotes, yay. Tackle is Pokemon's version of basic normal attack. Oh, right, so it's just a fancy name. It's just a fancy name then for attack. Rosara, you've put the dead emote at the end. Okay, so we'll go back to the fungal fury thing. I do like the idea of having these two together and then poisoning, and then the mushrooms being able to do something because the pie is poison. But would that be savage? Would that be too evil? You'd be like, oh no, fungal fury. But yeah, fungal furies, it would be lethal. Okay, so the flower. Now, what would the flower do? Pollen. There's a lot of floral names here. We could have a floral. Ooh. There was a sunlight skill. I feel like it could do an absorb light thing and hit on the second attack. So did I write that down? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. I think the reason I like that sort of skill is because you know that you have to kill the flowers quick before they attack. That's like the tactics with that one. But I'm thinking if there's something else that, like if the flowers were in a mob of bees, you'd want to kill the flowers before you kill the bees because of their absorb. They will do damage otherwise. I know, I just like it. It's got the floral theme, a flower theme to it with the whole absorbing the sunlight thing. What name would that be though? It would probably just be absorb sunlight. That would what I'd be called. Won't be too much of an issue with this room as a low rate to use fungal fury. So it wouldn't be, so whenever it's poisoned, there's no guarantee. We don't even know what it is. What would it do? Would it just be a strong attack maybe, like a special? Flowers could have a buff that only affects bees, like when the bees get pollen on their body. Attack buff. Pollen on their body. So you think that the bees should have a sort of buff that makes their attack stronger? That could work. I think the bees in Pokemon had like a double attack, like a sort of twin needle attack. I think that was what that was called. So if they raise their attack, they could be lethal. But what kind of bees is it? The one in Pokemon? Or this one? I forgot the name of the Pokemon. It was just a random bee. Beedrill? I think it was Beedrill. I looked up Beedrill for inspiration. Did we look at Morphin Bellsprout? Here they all are. There's loads. There's so many. Where's Beedrill? I thought Beedrill was here. Probably classed as a poison Pokemon, maybe that's why it's not here. Oh, these are egg groups. I see. Like I do like the idea of like mobs working together, like the bees and the flowers, but at the same time not every mob is gonna, there'll be some mobs that just have just the bees and just the flowers, and I still want them to be still, you know, awesome, even if they're not mixed mobs. Wouldn't it be a honeybee, for example? Because if a Mudokondric bee could have its own skills. Yeah, it's just going to be just one bee type. I think it gets more extra complicated if we're going to be splitting the bees and having different ones in just the one dungeon alone. I mean, in a future dungeon, maybe bees could make a return and there'd be a different type of bee. But, yeah, I think just keep the standard bee here. Because we've already got quite a few enemies. We're going to have the tree stump, the big tree, and the deer as well. They'll be coming after. So I don't want to overwhelm the player with too many enemies in the first dungeon. I want it to like be a little bit tactical, but still simple. It's about getting that balance. So yeah, it's decided we're only going to have one status effect in this dungeon, poison. I was debating on including sleep, but I'm going to decide not to, because yeah, that's probably more mid-level. Honey Rain lowers player's speed. Yeah, we got that for the mushroom with Spore Blast though, so we'll probably want to bring in a different sort of buff. But it would have been cool if we didn't. I think because we've got a debuff with the mushroom, maybe having a buff for the bee would be good. Maybe raise attack, but of the party. So if the bees were with flowers, then well, that would be pretty lethal with the absorb light thing. That's why the flowers would have to be quickly killed. That could work. Unless anybody has any other ideas, but I think that's a good way for the bees and the flowers to work together. I'll put allies. Put the skill name first. Okay. A bee attack. I do. Honey rain's very pretty. I like that, but but that would be good for a debuff. I think I agree that it would have been a good debuff, based on the name. But because the mushrooms got the debuff, I feel that's why doing a buff with the bee, just for variety. Hornet sting attacks 3 times in a row in small amounts. Yeah, I think doing like 2 or 3 up to 4 attacks could be cool. 3 to 4 times in a row. Might just have that as its normal attack. Fury attack. I feel like calling it something frenzy could be cool. I'm not sure on the first word though. Hornet's frenzy, would that work? I feel like the flower wouldn't have a normal attack because they just absorb sunlight, and what comes after's their stronger attack. But it could, yeah. Stinging frenzy, needle frenzy. Yeah, I do like frenzy. Just thinking of that word, and I want it to sound as good as fungal fury. Needle frenzy could work. I don't know. Or even just frenzy attack or frenzy. Frenzy. Frenzy assault? Frenzy. I mean, sting is what they do, but frenzy sting doesn't seem to have the same ring to it. Needle storm. Yeah, I think that's cool actually. We'll put oh no, not that one. There we go, needle storm for its just attack. I mean, we could just have a normal attack, and needle storm could be its special. It sounds like a special. You know what I mean? If it's 3-4 times in a row, that's a special. It's like it doesn't necessarily need a normal attack. They could just have the 2. Do you think 2 skills is too little? Because the good thing about just 2 skills is you know what you're getting more. You know what's coming. When you've got too many skills, it can kind of make the battle a bit of a chaotic mess. Because you don't know what's coming as much. I mean, 3 skills isn't a lot, but I'm starting to think maybe 2. I don't know. But we got our flower to think of too. The flowers are the badass. Because if the bee is paired with 2 flowers, if we've got 1 bee and 2 flowers, And the bee raises the attack power of those flowers. I mean, absorbing the sunlight, I feel, would give it an attack buff. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a point to it, or maybe just for the sake of it. I don't know. There was definitely a Pokemon ability that did that, but maybe there was something more to it that I'm missing. Most first monsters only have 1 to 2 skills depending on the monster. Yeah, so maybe it's a good idea just to give them 2 skills. I feel like Fungal Fury is the normal attack. But is it? Fungal Fury sounds like such an aggressive move. But, you know, it can be a normal attack. Why not, right? But yeah, that's the thing. Like, once they've done Spore Blast and they've lowered the speed, they don't need to use that again. So it can, yeah. And I think 3 attacks could work, but definitely no more than 3. Either 2 or 3. Okay, so we're getting there. We're nearly there. We still need to finalise a few things, but we're better than we was at the start. We still got we got to think of some warrior and hunter skills still. We can have a little look now. We can have a browse at the forums and see what we can give. I like Berserk for a warrior, but I feel that's definitely one that comes later. I'm trying to think of early level warrior skills. Counter attack's pretty cool. Hi Anchoress, what level are these mobs? I don't think the mobs in this game are gonna have levels. I know there's a plugin to do that, but they're not gonna level up with the game. So they're just standard, easy enemies really. Let's have a look at RPG Maker. Let's open the database. So what have we got? Really easy. 80 HP and everything else is 10. But I might change the HP. I might make it a little bit more than that because I don't want it to be dead in just 2 normal attacks. I want to encourage the player to use their skills. Because if it can just die from 2 attacks, people probably will spam attack. But if the skills are more likely to kill it quicker, then people will be encouraged to use them. Lower player basic attack. Yeah, and that was one. I think the first idea for the warrior I had was an attack debuff. So if the warrior can a defense debuff, sorry, not an attack debuff. If they can make the defense go down, people might be encouraged to use that skill. Especially if they can kill them quicker once they use it. High numbers inflate quickly. What do you mean, why what? Let's have a look at our player's attack. Yeah, I've only got 16. I don't think that's too much. think I want to see big numbers, like in late levels. I want to see the players hit with 9999 HP. When super end game, I mean, obviously not yet. I think the player hits with about 40 at the moment, which I think is an okay number at this stage of the game. So, where are we? Cabell Sprout. Thank you for that picture, Silent and Lost. Okay, so lowers. How would I word this? Lowers enemies. Still don't know. That's probably, what am I doing? Hang on, you guys can't see. Yeah, that's probably going to be changed. That's there for a joke at the moment. Oh, I've already put it there. Oops, I'm silly. You wouldn't like it if you're hitting the millions. Yeah. I don't think it's going to get to that in this game. Like, WoW's a huge game, you know. I mean, there's been a number of expansions. So, yeah, it makes sense that would have started low. But I'm not sure if it would get to that in this game. I don't think hitting with 40 HP is, like, very strong. With an attack. Or do you think it is? Do you think it needs to be lower for a normal attack then? Seeing small numbers early on is quite good though, I agree. Because then you feel more rewarded later when you do get higher numbers. I am a big fan of high numbers end game though. We could always put it down to 12, I don't know. Oops, okay, so it's messed up our curve. So you can put the endpoint values, like the max level is going to be 99, and I'm not sure what 138 is. I mean, we could always test it. You know what I mean? We can test and say. But we do know like what it's going to be. I think as long as you test. Like with WoW, it's an MMO and it's huge, so it's so much. Yeah. I think for example, plant 40 HP, player attack 5 to 10 hit. That could work. Especially if it's a standard attack. If it's a special, then it might hit with more. I just want to see an end game hitting with a lot though, because I personally like to see that. So I don't want to mess my curves up. So if 16 is 40, and we're gonna hit with, we need a quarter of that. Okay, so I'm not changing what it is at 99. I'm keeping it. Just that it starts off lower, but we could change it. I mean, none of this is set in stone. Oops, you can't say. None of this is set in stone, but at this stage. Might have to lower the rest as well. And yeah, part of me thinks that maybe that's too much HP as well this early on. So I might change that as well. So that the player wouldn't out-level an area way too fast. Yeah. Okay, HP. What do most games start off as? They usually have over 100. But probably not as much as that. I'm just lowering everything now. I'm gonna get murdered in battle. Why is luck so high by default? I do need more time to mess around with these values because I haven't really... none of these are set in stone really at this point. I kind of want to get the skills sorted first, and then I will have more idea what these are going to be once we've sorted all that out. So what's the reason that we only have a warrior and hunter at the start? Is that to make it easy to balance before adding everything else? Or will the other class options appear later? Or is the MC just either a warrior or hunter? Yes. Every playable character in the game will have their own specialised class. So over this journey we'll hopefully meet many different characters. So far we've already got 5. And that's not including the protagonist. So I think, yeah, I'm not including the protagonist. With it's 6, and yeah, you only get the choice of warrior and hunter just for simplicity, because otherwise I would have had to make a ridiculous amount of assets. Because in the custom hero creator, where is it? Have you guys seen how many assets I've got? Where are they? Under characters here. These are all the options of all the custom heroes you can have in the whole game. There's a lot. Here's a random one. Oh, you can't see because it's not showing. If I go in, you should be able to see though. There's one. There's another. Some of them have clothes on, some don't, because some of them are nude in the character creator before you decide their class. But that's how I built the custom hero creator. It's just a ton of different assets and lots of different outcomes of how they can look. And I limited it just to 2 classes because if I had an extra class, I'd have had to have, again, made more assets of all these. So it was just for simplicity reasons, really. I was nearly going to just I was nearly going to just force everyone to be a warrior, but I thought I'll give them another option. So yeah, but yeah, he'll be a warrior forever. He'll just be a more specialised, like more powerful warrior, or a hunter if you pick hunter. Because I am hoping that we have a lot of party members, and there'd be a plugin, like a feature in the game that lets you switch party members, and you can just pick the ones you want from the bunch. Like I wouldn't even rule out there being over 20 party members in the game, because you've seen it. I showed you guys earlier all of the classes. I mean, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 now, and we've already got 6. So, yeah, that's 20 different classes. Well, that's normal anyway, since it's going to be very story-based anyways, yeah. And I think that's the thing, like, they'll all have their own character arc, and I suppose what their job is kind of plays a part in that character arc. So, like, for example, my character's a vampire. She actually is a vampire class. So she'll be draining blood and all that as her specialism. Yeah, so her being a vampire is a part of her character arc as well. It wouldn't make sense if she could switch jobs to an assassin or a priest randomly, you know, with the story. So yeah, it definitely fits with the way we're doing the characters. Number 66 now. Yeah, I should probably mess around with those figures later. Right, what were we doing? Right, we were coming up with some skills for names for these. I feel like our Mr. Plant should he have more than just a normal attack and poison? Should he do something else that's awesome? No druid class? Well, guys, if there's something that's not on there and you think it should be, then just say and I'll add it, because I'm sure I've missed a lot of classes off, and I'll just add them to the Google form, so that when you guys are characters or fill in your forms, you can be that class if you want. And it's only playable characters that can pick a class. If you're a major NPC or a minor NPC, then you aren't. Obviously, you're not a playable character, so you won't have a class. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that this guy would have. I suppose we need a name for his normal attack, though. What's Bellsprout's normal attack? What's it called? I'm not going to copy, but I'm intrigued. He don't have an attack name. Is it just Tackle? Tackle. Probably is. I want it to be cool. Maybe something leaf related. Or vine, leaf. Or bite. It's only got leaves on its head. Bellsprout's main moves early on is things like Vine Whip and Razor Leaf. Something Vine Whip. Yeah, something Leaf strikes me for this one as well, or Bite. We already have Venom Fang though, for poison. Leaf Assault. We can get awesome ones. I know we can. Powder attacks. Yeah. Witch Week. We've got poison for our little Bellsprout. We decided we weren't going to introduce any more status effects this early on, considering it's the first dungeon. I think just having poison at this point is mean enough. Leave me alone as a defensive skill. I love that. Leaf shield. Leaf dance. Amazing pun. I like it. And now I kind of want to add a defense skill for him. As his third because of that. I kind of feel like having puns as some attacks keeps the cute humour of the game that we've got. Because, you know, we got Carol the Barrelin. So, I am kind of wanting... Leave me alone only works if it is the last monster left in the random encounter. Yeah, so it's quite rare. Like, it'll only come if... What do you see it doing? Just being like a guard, a sort of kind of guard skill that kind of protects it, a barrier. So its defense just raises a lot. That's really cute. But now, if we do that, the normal attack's going to have to be something non-leaf related. Probably bite. Something bite. HP barrier or a defense buff? Lore-wise, the leaves on the back grow to protect the face? Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, I mean, we're probably not going to have an animation of that because it'll take too long to do if we go that far, but we'll use our imaginations. Leave me alone. Okay, so raises. If last enemy on the field raises defense, or not sure which one yet. Yeah, I'll say raises defense. Quite considerably. Double or 3 times as much? What do you reckon? Pollen puke. Acid spit. Pollen puke. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the flower now and I'm thinking pollen puke's perfect for the flower. And then acid spit for the normal attack of this. Wouldn't acid spit poison though? I feel like it's very poisony sounding. Yeah, because then you could buy 3 of these plants and they are really easy when in a group, but once they go alone they raise their defences and be very defensive. Yeah, and that's when they use leave me alone. So what would be the best tactic of, right, there, well, yeah. There'll always be one enemy left. Well, really, if it's paired with a mushroom, you'd want to kill that one first. Just don't leave it last on the field. That's the rule, I guess. Bullet seed, pollen pellets. Would it shoot bullets, would you say? Bellsprout, does Bellsprout do that? He does. He's got that mouth. What am I doing here? Could always have different iterations of the same monster with a few difference, such as one having acid spit and the other venom fang. I think, like, you mentioned that earlier, or someone else did, and I says that it could make it confusing because we've already got quite a lot of monsters in the in this dungeon already. But like maybe in future dungeons we could have one pop up, if you know what I mean. And it could be its long lost brother, but a different version of him. It wrapped its long vine body around a fry. That could work too. Yeah, I think might go with that. Is attack the best second word? Let's see what we can do. Wrap. Wrap. Yeah, it probably is. I'm always reluctant about the word attack because it's always the standard word, but if nothing else goes as well as it, then we want it to, the word to make sense and have a good ring to it. Okay, I did like the acid spit though, but I think because it sounded very poisony, I thought, that would be a good it would be a poison sort of attack. I really liked pollen puke though. It sounds like it would inflict another status effect though, pollen puke does, but it doesn't have to. I mean, what other attacks a flower gonna have? Petal assault? Petal assault. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what is... So I need to decide what fungal fury is going to be like. What's this badass fungal fury that we love the name of so much? What's it going to do? We need a normal attack name. I was nearly going to give fungal fury as the normal attack, but it sounds too aggressive to be just a normal attack. A silly fun attack name. I do like it. I feel like it suits the flower. Damn, I want more puns. Has anyone got any mushroom puns? I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google mushroom puns. We've got one, because we've got Leave Me Alone with this one. Fun guy. Fungi is just typical, and that's not even a surprising one. Toadstool slam, petal impact. Petal, I think petal dance is pretty cool, or petal, something that sounds really like aggressive because of the like petal frenzy or petal assault, because petals are like really not aggressive, and I just like that contrast of putting petal with a really sort of aggressive name. Petal impact though. Petals have such impact, so much force behind a petal. I love it. Toadstool slam. work. Toadstool Slam. There's no way of shortening toadstool, is it? That's the actual word. Pollen puke sounds nasty. It does, doesn't it? Okay. I'm trying my hardest to think of a pun, but I can't. Puffball burp. Who would be that? Puffball. I'm surprised there's been no poo to suggestions. There's going to be one enemy that's poo to later on in the game at least. Okay, so we need to think more for Hunter as well. We've got a few for Warrior. We've decided that the normal attack that lowers enemy defense is good for Warrior, but what would be good for our Hunter, our bow and arrow guy or girl? I suppose another attack that is a debuff, but Pooter pop, pooter attack. Pooter pop sounds more. What monster would do pooter? It would be, I imagine, a really like, you know, a really like, I can picture it in my head what it'd look like, but I can't describe him. It would be like a really like huge, ginormous like sludge monster with loads of like, with like a really huge butt. He'd be the one that'd do the pooters. For the plant's pollen, yeah, we do need to think of the items. I mean, item names, we're gonna probably craft the potions from things found, items found, and monster drops. But yeah, we do actually need to consider some potions as well, like potion names and stuff. Haven't really done that, but it's still something. And also, yeah, it's probably a good idea what was mentioned earlier, that the raindrop, some of the items can get sold for raindrops as well, just as another way of making money. Mushroom mash, I love it. Culture toxic cap. Toxic cap will be a good poison attack for it, if we were going to give it poison. I like mushroom mash though. Oh, yeah. Slimy stink ray. Maybe fungal fury is something that more than one mushroom could do, if there's more than one mushroom on the field. And that's why mushrooms need to be killed quickly. If they come in packs, they're dangerous because there's a risk of them doing fungal fury. But with these, it's the opposite. You don't want to leave just one on the field because he'll put up his defences. Just an idea. I can't really think of what else fungal fury could do, but it does make sense as a group attack kind of thing. because of the name. It sounds like super scary and aggressive. Hunter skills: steady shot, true shot. Warrior skills: hamstring, mortal, mortal strike. Yeah, I think they're good names. Shot, something we shot at the end, and strike as well. For I think, yeah. Let's look at what have we got. We definitely need some hunter ones. So I'm gonna just put steady shot slash true shot. Something, I do think something shot would work. Why isn't that one moving? Okay, because for warrior we have normal attack that lowers enemy defense. I feel like we should have that be the same, but for something else that isn't defense, like something like speed maybe for hunter. Maybe something that lowers the... That's just the one thing I can think of for a debuff for that. Unless it's something that you think could work better as a debuff for the hunter. You're looking at Wikipedia. What about adding slingshot as a newbie hunter skill? Slingshot's cool. But slingshot is a weapon, isn't it? The hunter's going to have a bow and arrow. Currently on the page for mushrooms, I just see random words relate to mushrooms, and then I think of another word relate to the first word. Yeah, that's why, well, yeah, my method is like, you can say, combining words. I think that's how word generators do it. Arrow flurry. Arrow flurry is really cool. That sounds like it would be like sort of special. Well, one that does multiple shots. Just put that in brackets because I'm not sure yet, but it sounds like something that would be a multiple hit arrow thing from the name. We're doing hunter skills now, yeah. I think like we have like a few basic ones for our warrior, so thinking of some for hunter would be cool as well. And we got some name ideas here as well. Bow ballistics, rage. Let's put these down actually. Okay guys, I think we've done okay. I mean, we're not finished, but we've thought of some ideas. Still a few little question marks about what some of them are going to do. Oh, we also need a name for our raise attack power of allies for the bee. Can't think of what would suit that though. My tummy's really rumbling. Pitfall, pocket, a trap. Well, I've lost where they are. There we go. You're always a hunter when playing different games, so we know that Kung's going to pick hunter over warrior then. Which one do you see you guys picking? Warrior, what one would you pick, warrior or hunter? Okay guys, wow, I have to end stream pretty soon. I didn't realise it was this much after 6. I've gone over today, but it's because I've got really into thinking of names and stuff for our skills. So now is your last chance. Put all the names you can think of in chat so I can note them down. And by next stream, because I'm streaming next Monday before I go away on holiday. So you've got one more week with me for a bit. Hi Serial, and welcome back Moon. How you doing? Hunter needs a silly move. Yeah, they do. We do. I think we're kind of going to do it with the warrior. That's silly. And we've got leave me alone. I can't. Is it too ambitious to want a pun for every single enemy? Kind of want it for them all now. Okay, so MM has no barrage. What's MM? Marks? I know. Are you talking about WoW? Because that's what I'm confused. Okay, so before next Monday, what am I going to do? Let's get a plan in mind. I'm going to get these skills that we've all decided on today. I'm going to get them in the database, and the enemy will have them, and they'll be there to showcase for next week. Hopefully, I'm hoping that can be done. And other than that, mapping. I want to get the 3rd map done in RPG Maker, because then once that's done, we can get some of the story done. Is it possible to come up with puns for everyone? Yeah, it's a very, very challenging thing to come up with puns. I think I'm really glad we've got the leave me alone one for the plant. No, it's automatically made the plant amazing. Just having that skill. Okay, guys, I guess this means I gotta go. I want to go though. I want to go. I want to go. Oh, got it. Game smack. I'm not reading that out. I'm not saying that.
Fuck you. Less than 3.
How dare you? How dare you come into my stream saying such a thing? Thank you for the 11 months. What the hell? That is like nearly a year. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Can we have some hype, guys, before I leave? You just caught me just as I was about to go. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna give hype, even though you was really mean saying that. It's quite a cute word actually, with the PH. I think any word beginning with P is one I find cute, to be honest, because of poot is my favourite word. Have a good holiday. Thank you, White, but I'm not going on holiday. I'm here next Monday. Don't forget I have a stream on Monday. I am going on holiday in June, but we do have a stream next Monday. There's no way I'm cancelling that stream because I wanna make sure we have one before I go. So I'm gonna go. But guys, thanks for coming up with some names for me. At some point it got a little bit overwhelming trying to think of the mechanics, but it's coming together. The document's a bit of a mess, but we're getting there. And by next Monday, we'll have some of these. We'll have these skills in action working. At least I got in here in time to see your face. Yeah, I know. You were lucky. You caught me just as I was going. So I'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks for hanging out. I've had a blast. And I hope you all have an amazing week. I'll miss you. Thanks for hanging out.